Welcome to PYP Summit TV. I'm your host, Crystal Wright, and I'm also the host of the PYP Freelance Business Development Summit that's coming up on April 18 through 20 of this year in White Plains, New York at the Crowne Plaza Hotel. I'm very excited right now because we have the fabulous AJ Crimson with us. AJ Crimson, the makeup artist, AJ Crimson, the entrepreneur, AJ Crimson, the agency owner of the Blackboard Group Management. AJ, how are you today?
I'm good, Crystal. How are you?
I'm doing
I love
okay.
that introduction.
Don't you love those introductions? When I go places and people give me those introductions, I look around. I'm
like, who is it?
Talking about me?
I didn't get
Well,
that.
listen, AJ, I think probably most of our artists know that you have an absolutely fabulous cosmetic line.
Yeah.
But the thing that they don't know about you is they don't know that you are also the proprietor, the president, and the CEO of the Blackboard Group Management. Tell our audience about the Blackboard Group.
So Blackboard Group is really exciting, and you're right. A lot of people don't know that. And for a long time, it was really by design, just because I didn't want to confuse people transitioning from makeup into being an agent. But I started this business about 6 years ago. It started out honestly as a kids management company. Like we managed kids in New York in modeling and acting, and what ended up happening was my first client, Enrique Melendez, who's still with us today, who happened to be one of my friends. He was just starting his journey with the Black Eyed Peas, and it was familiar territory for myself. And he called me. He was like, "Hey, I'm doing this video. I don't know what to do." And I basically told him, I was like, "Hey, give me a call. Have them call me. I'll negotiate the deal." And that was really the start of it. And it made sense because I'd had so many years as a makeup artist working in the industry with some of the best girls and best faces. I was able to take cues from the business that I was doing on my own to the business that I had been doing with my agent, and the things that I wanted my then agents to do that they weren't doing. And I wanted to fill that need for someone else. And it became me advocating for Enrique's career in a way like no other. And then along the way, I acquired, another stylist or another hairstylist, another makeup artist, and it is to where it is now.
Well, that is absolutely fabulous. And we're really excited about what you're doing with the PYP Summit this year.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I really think that the PYP Summit could be the biggest career fair for makeup, hair, fashion stylists, and manicurists. And I thought, wow, how great would it be to find out how many of the agencies are actually looking to fill spots on their roster.
Yeah.
And when I called you, you were one of those people that had some spots open. So tell our audience about what you're looking for, what your agency needs right now and where.
What we built Blackboard Group to be, Blackboard Group Management to be, is a boutique agency that really caters, our talent are all top tier. They're top tier artists that work on really great projects. Their books reflect that. Their individuality reflects that. We're operating just at the highest level, and it's very competitive. And I'm looking for other individuals that have taken the time to invest in themselves and to build a book that is competitive. They just don't have the representation to help take it to the next level. And in that right now, I'm in desperate need of like a hairstylist in New York and LA. They should definitely be well versed in ethnic hair, but they should also be really great at mainstream hair. It should be a balance. There's some great artists out there that I could, reference to. I don't even know if that's necessary, but, like a Dante Blanchard, the thing that I love about his work is that, he does, editorial hair, but he also can he can translate that on any girl. It doesn't matter what ethnicity he is. And that's always made him like a go-to person for me. A Kim Kimball, something like that. So I'm looking for the next Dante Blanchard. I'm looking for the next, Kim Kimball. I'm looking for the next Caesar, just all of those guys. So if you have work that says, hey, like I'm out here doing that and I've put the work and I've put the time in and this is great editorial that we can use. And I have a great book, then I'm looking to see that. In regards to makeup, we have a great roster of makeup artists at a few different levels. I am looking for some emerging artists, but emerging artists that actually, again, it's all about the imagery, and I often tell people, and I have them go back to your book because that was something that helped me when I was starting out. Like I went from Detroit to LA to Europe with that edition of that book, and
with that 2-pound book.
That 2-pound book, it was always in my bag everywhere. I've traveled to many countries with that book, meeting agents and all those things. And it's about the work. I think a lot of people, they think because they have Instagram now that that's their portfolio, and that's absolutely not it. I want to see a website. I want to see real links to work. I don't want to see your Facebook because I don't have time to friend you. And wait for you to friend me back.
One of my things I tell artists in my classes all the time, I'm like, Facebook is not your website.
No, it's not. It's not. And I don't know why people are trying to substitute it for that.
Right.
I want to see a real book.
Because somebody who wasn't an agent told them to do that.
Basically. And because they're getting $200 jobs from Instagram, I guess. 150 or they're bartering.
Yeah.
So we're definitely not in that business. And also, I think that people that choose to submit their portfolios, they should go to blackboardgroup.com and they should spend some time there and really look at all of the artists. It doesn't matter whether it's hair, makeup, or wardrobe. The aesthetic is still the same. And if your work fits within that aesthetic, then you have the best chance.
That is what we want people to know. That's absolutely wonderful. I do believe you mentioned something about a fashion stylist.
Yeah.
In which market?
We primarily work in New York and LA. We're based in LA now. So, a lot of our calls are definitely coming in here, but there's definitely a need. There's a sensibility about a New York stylist that I love. And, there's a sensibility about hair, makeup, and wardrobe that just comes from New York that I absolutely love. And I tend to gravitate more to, those artists in every market. So if you're out there, definitely, we're looking for that. I'm open to look in each category, including manicurists. It's really just about great talent to me. It's not, I know that I have a definite need for hair. We already have great stylists on board and we have great makeup artists on board, but there's always that next, newcomer that is out there that could be the next shining star. So I want to be the person to be,
to see them first.
Exactly. To see them first to help launch that.
You all heard it. AJ does not want to be the last person to know about the next great thing. So if you think you're the next great thing, I suggest that you get over to www.pypsummit.com right away and click on Get Listed. Everything that you need to know is right there. AJ, I'm so glad you took some time out to speak with me this morning. I know you're busy. I apologize that I wrote down 8:00 and then in my head it was 8:30. I'm glad that you got into your office where you obviously have the best connection around because it's never this clear.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Crystal. I was looking at my clock and I was like, oh, she missed her appointment. I can't.
I missed my appointment.
Move on. You missed your appointment. I only have 5 minutes.
You can't be bothered. Can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered.
You.
Got things to do now.
So listen, you have a great day. I'm
Thanks,
sure it's sunny and warm in California where I used to live. I'm in Texas now.
I know. I don't know how you did that.
I know, but you're on your way to Texas. Don't you have an event coming up in Texas?
I do.
Tell everybody about it?
Absolutely. You know what? There's still some time. It's called Skinsation. Skinsation is really exciting. It's the masterclass of masterclasses. What I've done is I'm bringing myself, obviously, and my, 10 to 15 years of experience in makeup and just the business, really. And I'm also bringing in Edward Cruz, who's with the Tracy Mattingly agency. And we're together going to take you through the different steps and different techniques of skin. But then also it's about brand building and business development, just on a more molecular level, working kind of in the space that you're in, but also helping to just kind of give you some tips and tricks on, you know, how to expand yourself, how to expand your career and brand in the market that you're in, and if you want to expand to other markets. But it's a completely hands-on course, which I think is really exciting. So the first half of the day, we're going to go through demonstration. We'll do a little one-on-one conversation, and then we'll go into lunch, and then we'll get into our hands-on portion where you have, you know, two experts, you know, that are actively working on some great things, and you get that attention. There's only about 12 seats total.
So AJ, where can people register for this fabulous event?
You can register at ajcrimson.com, and you want to use the Skinsation tab, and it'll take you directly to the link, and you can pay in full, or you can pay in increments all the way up until April 12th.
Okay, AJ, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. I'm sorry I'm going to miss you in Texas. I'll be in White Plains, New York at the PYP Summit. And
I'll join you. I'll join you via.
You're going to join us via FaceTime. That's
Exactly.
right. AJ is going to be joining us via FaceTime to meet with artists and review their portfolios at PYP Summit. AJ, have an awesome day. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.